Welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to answer a question that I was asked by a student in my WhatsApp group, and this is the question which she asked, and so this is the question I'm going to use to solve the question, to demonstrate how you find the bearing of the given statement. Okay, so the question was question 22, which reads as: in the diagram below, the bearing of P from Q is 160 degrees. And as you can see in that diagram, that's a bearing. And then they're asking us to find the bearing of Q from P. Okay, we need to find Q, the bearing of Q from P. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw this bearing down here. So I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay, and that is 160 degrees. Okay, so the bearing from Q to P is 160 degrees, and then we are told to find the bearing from Q to the bearing of P from Q is 160 degrees, and then we ask to find the bearing of Q from P. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line there. Once we draw the line there, then we're going to write this bearing. So this is the bearing they want us to find, right, from P to Q. So after you draw that line, then from just above P, you draw the line like the way I've drawn there, the arc. Okay, so that's the angle we need to find from P to Q. So you draw that line up to you meet the line of Q. Okay, all right. Once you do that, the next thing you're going to do is now we're going to find this angle. To find this angle, we need to first to find the angle, the inner angle. This angle, the one I've indicated by a purple arc. We need to find that angle. When we find that angle, then we subtract that angle from this from the 360 degrees. I'll come to that point in a later stage. So we are going to name that angle as X. So we need to find angle X. Okay. So for us to find angle X, what we need to do first, for us to find angle X, we are going to use the property that I presume you learned on angles associated with the parallel lines. Okay, angles associated with the parallel lines. So when you look at that, the property we can use to get X is co-exterior angles, co-interior, not co-exterior, but co-interior angles add up to 180. Co-interior angles add up to 180. That's a property we can use. So we mean that when we add 160 degrees plus X, we're going to get 180 degrees. When we add 160 degrees plus X, we're going to get 180 degrees. So we can use co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. That's a property we're going to use. So we are taking 160 degrees and X are co-interior angles. So we're going to come up with an expression which is 160 degrees plus X is equal to 180 degrees. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put like terms together. So as you can see, 160 degrees is not a like term to X. So we're going to put X alone. As you can see that 180 and 160 are like terms. So we're going to put those terms together. So we're going to write X is equal to 180. Then 160 will close the equal sign, go to the other side of the equal sign. That means it's going to become a negative. So it will be minus 160 degrees, which will give us X is equal to, so when we subtract 160 degrees from 180 degrees, it's going to give us 20 degrees, which we're going to write as 20 degrees. Remember, when you're dealing with bearing, you write every angle as three-digit number. Every angle, you write it as a 3-digit number. So it's going to be 20 degrees. So the value of X is 20 degrees. 20 degrees is same as 20 degrees. Right? Okay. Once that is done, then we're going to have that is the answer. That's the value of x. Now remember, we are not told to find the value of x, but we are told to find the bearing of q from p. So we are supposed to find the bearing of q from p. So once we have done that, now that 0.20 degrees will help us to find the bearing of q from p. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going now to find the value of the bearing of q from p. So to do that, we're going to use a property that we learned in angles, which is angles. Okay, I'm going to name that angle which I want to find there y. As you can see, the green y there which I've written, I'm going to, with the one I've put on the blue arc there for the angle of for the bearing of q from p. Okay, we're going to name that bearing as y. So to find the value of y, we're going to use the property which is angles on a point add up to, nope, not 180, it should be angles on a point add up to 360 degrees. Angles on a point add up to 360 degrees. So I'm going to change that 180 at the end of this lesson, because usually I just prepare this, then I'm just typing on next. Okay, so what I'm going to do now here, I'm going to, it should be angles on a point add up to 360 degrees. So we're going to now come up with an expression which is going to be x plus y will give us 360 degrees. Now we already know that x is 0.20 degrees, so we're going to write 0.20 degrees plus y is equal to 360 degrees. Now once we have written this 360 degrees, then the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to put the like terms together. So we're going to have y is equal to 360 degrees minus 0.20 degrees minus 0.20 degrees. Now when you subtract that very well, we're going to have y which is equal to 340 degrees. It's going to be 340 degrees. So the bearing of q from p is equal to 340 degrees. So basically this is how you find the bearing of any given letter or any given point. So that is how you find the bearing of any given point. For better understanding, I'm going to start a lesson on this topic, which you can still find in this we can still find on our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook page, so that people can have a depth understanding of this topic. If you have got questions, better still you can write them in the comment section. I'll be glad to respond to them. And if you are confused anywhere, you can still ask me. We can still ask me on anything. Okay, so basically this is how you find the bearing of the given point. Okay, I said earlier on that I'm going to change here, so I'm going to change here. Okay, where I had put 180, it should be 360 degrees, not that. Okay, all right, now I've changed there. And I also observed that here, okay, I also observed that here okay, this one is supposed to be like this, just misbehaved, so that's how it should look like. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. It has been easy learning Z-Mathematics, and sorry for this confusion of how this app has behaved. Next time I'm going to do better, especially where I mispressed. I wrote 180 instead of 360. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you have got questions, like I said earlier on, please ask in the comment section. Otherwise, from me, I'm saying it has been easy learning Z-Mathematics. The future is bright. See you in the next video, and God bless you.